let's just sew whatever.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are cutting out the Meow bag from Studio 77. I have not made it yet, but I just finished cutting it out of this gold holographic vinyl and this blue and black waterproof canvas. I'm super excited to sew this bag, but before we can sew it, we have to cut it out, so let's get into it. I have measured my 2-inch test square and I've picked out my materials, so I'm ready to go. I am using a lighter weight vinyl and waterproof canvas for the lining. I don't think I'm gonna have any issues with those selections. And you really want to be careful with the shape of this bag as you're cutting it out, being that it's a very noticeable shape, like recognizable. You want to be careful. Now, if you are wanting these pieces not on the fold, make sure that you cut or you print out 2 copies and then tape them together. This is my first pattern that I'm making from Studio 77. She has a YouTube channel you can subscribe to, as well as a club, a pattern club, which is really cool. And then I think there is also a group that you are joined into when you sign up that you can kind of discuss bag making. You can ask questions. It's great for beginners, etc. So I love that. This one has pattern piece measurements on it, but I'll go ahead and cut them out anyway. And these are very clearly marked as cut on the fold pieces. So again, if you just printed out 2, you could tape them together. Now that I have my pattern pieces cut out of the paper, I'm going to go ahead and grab my lining fabric. This is a waterproof canvas print of mine that's going to be releasing, I think, in March. I'm just going to grab my rotary cutter and cut around. And this is the inner zippered pocket. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't read over the pattern instructions yet. I'm pretty sure that this is what we turn the bag through. So I do want them separate. I don't need this cut out of anything else. I've got 2 of my lining fabrics. I don't need to interface them. So I'm just going to go ahead and clip this together and leave it together. It'll be easier when I am looking at the pattern later to kind of find all that I need. So this one is the outer zipper pocket lining. We're not going to be turning the bag through this. So, those are not clips. So I can just clip this to my fabric, cut around, and it'll be one big piece because it is cut on the fold. And then I will just keep those clipped together. One in lining fabric, that's it. Okay, and then this next one is cut on the fold. This is the inside slip pocket. So cut on the fold, this is the top of the pocket. So I really want to make sure I've got that clipped nice and tight up to the edge. Okay, and I only need one of those so I can keep it clipped together. Set that aside. I can cut off this little scrap pieces of fabric. I don't need them. Okay, so that is everything that I needed to cut out that is just lining. So I think that's really important to keep track of. And now everything else is lining and exterior. So I will get through these and then I'll cut out my exterior. If you need to add interfacing to any of these and you have a heat press, now is a really good time to turn on your heat press, because by the time you're done cutting out your lining and exterior, your heat press will be warmed up, ready to go. I also love that she gives you a pattern piece measurement. It's kind of a generic size of what it would be. So if you want to plan your fabric, or if you have a panel or something that you'd want to fit, you can plan accordingly by referring to that measurement. Okay, so this is of the front slip pocket. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so cute. I thought this gold holographic would look really fun with this print. So what I'm gonna do for this one actually is rough cut it. Oh, right sides together. I'm gonna clip it in some places. So I like to kind of just rough cut around slip pockets, and then I don't have to worry about matching up two perfect shapes, and I can trim off any excess. There we go. So now I have my exterior and my main, and I can leave these clipped together. So now I need 2 lining panels from this. Whew, so close. Okay, so now all that's left is to cut out our gusset pieces and zipper panel pieces from the lining. So I can set that over there. I'm contemplating if I want to add foam or not. I think I might. I like the idea of the foam to give the bag some shape without making it too structured, especially for domestic machines as well. This looks like a really nice size bag. It's not too tiny, not too big. So this is the gusset, cut one on the fold. Put that in my pile for the exterior. And then I should be able to get these two right out of this section. And I just like using these little hair clips. I sell them on my website, or you can get them from several other places now to help me hold the fabric from shifting. So I have this little scrap piece of waterproof canvas. I'm going to go ahead and cut to 1 inch wide. You're not going to see this, so it doesn't matter what it looks like. But this will help strengthen my strap connector underneath the vinyl. we'll just cut 2 of these. Okay, I'll clip that together. And now we can move on to cutting out our exterior. Okay, and then I think I want to do a double-sided strap. I just really want a little bit of this exterior, or this print, to be on the outside as well. So I'm going to cut a little strip from my selvage edge. The finished measurement on this crossbody strap will be 1 inch. So I want to cut this chunk to double that. But since this is going to be my fabric on the top, I want to shave off a little bit. So I'm going to cut it to 1.75 wide. And then we can measure down the center. Oh, I wanted it to be 1.5. Okay. Well, it'll show just a hint on the edges. But I'm going to add strips of double-sided tape along either side and fold them in. So we'll have like a 7/8 inch wide upper strap and then a 1 inch wide lower strap. All right, so for the crossbody strap, I am taking my longest side of the vinyl roll and I'm cutting a 2 inch wide strip. And then just to save time while I'm here and I've got my ruler, I'm going to mark a 1 inch center line that we'll add our tape to and fold in. This is a really great way to make straps if you have a domestic machine, as it's less layers folding all together, especially with vinyl. But yeah, vinyl and or leather. So that's gonna be so pretty. Yeah. Oh, I'm excited now. I'm just gonna check. All right, these are about the same size, so that's perfect. Okay, so we can go ahead and cut out our exterior. And this vinyl is thin enough that I can cut on the fold without skewing my measurements too much. There's my one exterior. Another thing you can do if you want to use a straight edge is you can gently clip there. Move that clip. Or you could even like lay this over top. It's just not quite as easy to match. Okay, and there are my zipper panels. Yeah, I'm not worried about any other interfacing on that. I think with the waterproof canvas, it's going to be plenty sturdy. So now just to show you, if you're not a huge fan of cutting on the fold, especially as a beginner, this kind of shape, especially with a rotary cutter, like it's a bit much. So what you can do is trace around the outline. You just want to go really gently on that edge. And if your print is non-directional, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Just to help save space, you can invert the direction. And this piece doesn't need to be mirrored or anything like that because it's symmetrical on both sides. Well, I guess technically it needs to be mirrored, but okay. Scissors. I just keep debating in my head if I want Decaville Light instead of foam, or if I want foam, or if I want to use the peel and stick from Fabric Therapy, or what. And then I think I'm gonna cut out a zipper overlay for this pocket instead of doing like right sides together. So I want a 7-inch overlay. Wait, 8-inch? It's like a 6-inch zipper pocket. So yeah, we'll cut 8 inches. Let me grab. This one. So I'm cutting an 8x2 rectangle. And then I'm going to measure 1 inch from either side. And then 3/4 of an inch and then just gently cut to even up those rotary cut lines. And then if you feel like your edges aren't, like they're too wide, you want it to be 3/4, then all you got to do is measure 3/4 from the opening of your box and just trim off the little 1/4 of an inch. And then it's even on all sides. Okay, so there's my little overlay. I think that'll be really nice. So cute. All right, and now for the foam. This gets trimmed away. So if you wanted to, you could print out another one of these, or if you don't think you're gonna make the pattern again, you could trim it down. But I'm gonna kind of create these little notches to fold it, because I might make it again. We'll see. It's super cute. Just gonna fold it down. Okay. Okay. Now you can trace this from end to end if you wanted. I'll lay it down. Make sure that folded edge is under. Clip it across the fold. make sure, yep, that it's smaller by the seam allowance along all the edges. And we also want to make sure that on one of these pieces, we cut out that box from the foam, or it's going to be way too puffy. So for that, I'm just going to kind of mark out with my pen the little corners, line those up. So I've got a total of 6 marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can make them a little bit easier to see if you need to. I'm just gonna take my rotary cutter and cut those long edges. And then cut across the short part, just like we do the vinyl for the overlay. Now, if you have a domestic, I definitely recommend compressing the edge of your foam before you start. You could use a zigzag along this edge, and then you could use your straight stitch along this edge, or if you have a zigzag domestic, along that, just to compress it so it's not super thick. Yeah. We can lay that on and interface it. I like to use my heat press and a spray bottle to spritz the foam to help it attach. So we're gonna go ahead and cut out another one. Just gonna rough cut this out of the foam and then make sure it's a closer match with my pattern piece. Okay, that's that. And then we need to cut out the foam for the gusset. If you only have the foam in the front and back panel, it's gonna be an uneven shape. You really want that gusset to have that nice shape. So I'm just measuring, this is 3 inches by 10 inches for the, oh, 9, so 18. Yeah, 3 by 18. Yeah, for the gusset foam. I got there. And I've got this nice little scrap here. All right, I've got my heat press on and cooking. I have already interfaced the exterior gusset. You can see it doesn't have a ton of like stiffness, but once it's sewn, that foam is going to give it a really nice shape. So if you want to add more structure, definitely add the woven interfacing as suggested. Okay. So spray bottle, press it down. That piece of foam is cut poorly, but it'll be okay. I'm not worried about it. And you can see it's nice and pressed. And now I'll interface the side that's going to have the zipper box. Make sure that you can feel the glue side and that goes face down. So the really soft side of the foam does not have that adhesive. You want this to be facing the wrong side of your fabric. Little spritz. And then I forgot to cut out my connectors, so I'm going to do that really quick. Didn't quite stick in the bottom corner, just a little more water. There we go. Look at that. I can easily cut that out too. Okay, and that is all that we need to cut out for the Meow bag from Studio 77. I'm just gonna go ahead and interface really quick, and then the next video I post about this bag will be sewing it up. Be sure to check down below for a discount code on this pattern, and thank you so much to Emma for reaching out. Be sure to go subscribe to her channel and check out her Instagram, etc. She's an incredible creator, and I'm honored to be making this bag.